Hey, what's up there, everybody? Thanks for joining the channel. I greatly appreciate that. We're continuing to work our way towards the 100 live guitar practice streams, and now today makes day 88. So getting closer and closer, almost completing this project. So I'm pretty stoked that I'm continuing to lay those bricks towards something, great. I might not be shredding just yet, but I know I've came a long way. I sound a lot better. I feel like I'm moving around the neck of the guitar and things like that better. So, this 100-day challenge is just to kind of bond with the guitar and just kind of figure out, how to crawl around, maybe kind of get into some walking, but definitely not trying to shred and, sprint and things like that. It just won't sound good. So, as they say, you don't make it to the Olympics, in 100 days. You don't make it to the Olympics overnight, things like that. So just continuing to put in some time and stay consistent. So that's all we're working on here today. And as always, I like to invite you to follow along as well. Pick up the guitar and, let's learn some tips. Let's learn some practice exercises. And ultimately, let's just have some fun throughout this journey. And let's just see how good we can become at the end of the 100 days, at the end of the challenge. So, like I just said, I like to challenge you. If, maybe your thing isn't guitar, well, I challenge you to start some YouTube videos. I challenge you to start reading some books. I challenge you to, start woodworking or working out and exercise or whatever it might be. Challenge yourself, and I promise you, at the end of the time frame that you set for yourself, and it doesn't have to be 100 days, it could be 50 days or 25 days, 1 month, whatever it might be. I promise you, you'll be more satisfied with yourself internally if you challenge yourself and then you go after it. Even if you kind of fail along the way and you fall off the wagon and have to get back on, fall off the wagon and get back on, you're still improving yourself. And I think that's the biggest satisfaction that we can get in life is, as we learn, learning equals happiness. Learning equals satisfaction, and satisfaction, is happiness. So, anyways, enough chit chat. I think you could tell by the title and the thumbnail today what we'll be getting into with this guitar practice session. We'll be getting into hammer-ons, pull-offs, sliding around, and continuing to play within that pentatonic scale. So let's go ahead and get on into it. If you're into music, guitar, things like that, you're trying to learn the instrument, I'd appreciate a subscribe. You can click on the little icon over there in the corner, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start with some hammer-ons and some pull-offs. So I'm just going to kind of start over here on the low E string, the high E string, string 1, and I'm just going to get some repetitions in with hammer-ons and pull-offs on all 6 strings and using all the different fingers. So first combination that we're going to do is use the index finger to pluck the first note, and then the middle finger is going to come down and hammer on with accuracy, hitting that string. So we'll do, index, middle finger combinations first, and then we'll kind of work through the other finger, patterns as well. So each finger is getting its opportunity to grow, to be controlled, and to do, what I'm wanting it to do, hit the string where I want it to hit, things like that. So again, let's practice our hammer-ons and pull-offs. We'll do hammer-ons go in this direction, pull-offs go in this direction. Okay, hammer-ons and pull-offs with the first two fingers. Now let's practice our hammer-ons and our pull-offs with our first and third fingers, our index and our ring fingers, right? So go to the high E string up here in the corner, and let's just start it again. Trying to be accurate. Use the tip of the finger, not the, flat part, not the pad of the finger, but the tip of the finger. Right, you don't just place that ring finger down, you really hammer it down, right? That's how it gets its name. If you just place it down, it'll probably, not ring out properly. So, and on the pull off, you don't just pull it off, directly off the string. You kind of pull it at an angle and kind of flick and kind of pluck that string just a little bit. Okay, now that's hammer-ons and pull-offs, practicing some fundamental things with the first and the third finger, the index and the ring finger. So, as always, we want to, try to get control, try to get understanding with all of these fingers. So we need to practice using all of these fingers. So now I'm going to practice with the index and the pinky with the 1 and the 4 finger. So I'm going to do the same thing. But practice our hammer-ons and our pull-offs. Step and a half away. Okay. Again, fundamental practice things, not trying to, make music there or play songs, just trying to get that fundamentals, those understandings, of how to, really hammer on and make sure you're on the tips of the fingers and not, on the pads of the fingers, trying to understand the difference between using the first and the second finger versus the first and the fourth finger, for example, just trying to get some repetition in. So that way we can understand hammer-ons and pull-offs a little bit better. Now we're going to get into some slide walks, is like what I like to call them, just that way we can understand, the sliding technique a little bit. So for this one, what I like to do is just go find a fret, the 5th fret, 7th frets, 9th frets, kind of wherever's comfortable. Doesn't really matter per se. That's going to be your home base. So basically what we do is we start with we'll do it with all 4 fingers, right? Because we want to always be practicing with all 4 fingers. But we want to, start with the index finger. I'm going to be on the 7th fret, 6th string, low E string. So I basically pluck this, slide 1 fret, return to the home base. Slide the other direction, return to the home base. Then go to the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string, just sliding 1 fret to the side of the home base. Then come back. Now do it with the middle finger. Return. One thing I noticed just now that I want to mention is when I'm doing these slide walks, like for example, I'm using my middle finger. I don't want to do my slide walks like this with this floating index finger out here. This is not correct. Make it so sound okay. But what I'm trying to get at is it'd be wiser and better technique if you can keep this index finger down, right? Because it's a trailing finger. It's not making any sound anyway, because the middle finger just higher than that is, the one that's actually making the sound, making the music. But it needs to be down so that way it's there just in case you need to do a bend. It's there just in case you need to mute something, rather than being far away from the neck of the guitar. Then it's going to take time to get there. It's better if you're kind of sliding around with it down. So just be mindful of that. Now that I'm moving on to I've done the index finger and the middle finger, I'm moving on to the ring finger, sliding just 1 fret to the side of the home base. Again, I don't want to have these floating fingers here. I want to have them down on the strings as I slide. Okay, now let's try it with 4 fingers. Again, keeping all 3 trailing fingers down. You don't want them just floating off of the strings. Keep them down on the strings. Come back. Okay, now that we've done that, sliding 1 fret to the side of the home bass, now let's do the same thing again with all 4 fingers, this time using sliding 2 frets. Sliding 2 frets away from the home bass. Starting here on the 7th fret, 6th string. From 5 to 7, then 7 to 9, then 7 to 5. Return. Third finger, sliding 2 frets. Fourth finger, using the pinky and sliding 2 frets away. Again, remembering to keep these trailing fingers not just floating out in thin air, but down on the strings for support. If you need to do a bend, if you need to do a muting, if whatever you might need to do, it's better to keep those fingers down on the strings. Slide 2 frets away from the home bass. Return. Okay, that's sliding 2 frets away from the home bass. Let's keep building on top of that, right? Let's see what it's like to slide 3 frets away. Again, if you have if you're a guitarist yourself and you have any comments, any notes, anything that I could learn from you, please, leave it in the comment section below. I'm sure to read all of them. I'm sure to respond to all of them. So that's, the beauty of doing this YouTube challenge is, hopefully to meet some friends, meet some, people of like minds. So if you understand bending or not bending, if you understand sliding, hammer-ons, pull-offs, things like that, whatever the topic of conversation is for, whatever video you're watching, then please, leave a comment below. I would greatly appreciate that. It means a lot. So now we're just going to keep on evolving. Now we're going to go back to the index finger, the first finger, but now we're going to try to slide 3 frets away from the home bass. So my home bass is 7th fret, 6th string. Return. Second finger, sliding 3 frets away from the home bass. Okay. Okay, now with the fourth finger, the pinky. Again, trying to slide 3 frets away from the home base this time. And again, don't allow these fingers to be floating up here, trying to slide like this. It's not accurate. I mean, you can do it, but the technique's not that great. It'd be better if we could keep these trailing fingers down on the strings also. They're trailing fingers, so they're not making any sound, any music, because the pinky is the highest note, so it's the one that's ringing out. So, trying to slide with the pinky, going 3 frets away from the home base on each side. Turn. All right. So, what do you think we're going to do next? We already slid 1 fret to the side of the home base, 2 frets to the side of the home base, 3 frets to the side of the home base. Now, just to cap it all off, let's do 4. Slide 4 frets to the side of the home base. All right, so now we're going 7th fret, 6th string. So we'll go 7 to 11, and then 7 to 3. All right, 2nd finger, using the middle finger, trailing index finger still stays down on the strings though. Now we're going to slide using the middle finger 4 frets to the side of each, to the side of the home base. So. Okay, now using the ring finger, 4 frets to each side of the home base. 7 to 11, 7 to 3. Turn. All right, now let's throw that pinky in there. 4 frets to the side of each home base. Let's return it home. Pinky always has to, I'm always cracking my fingers. So that pinky gets kind of like, there's like a little part in my knuckle that gets kinked up every now and then on that pinky. Now let's return it home. 4 frets away. There we go. I'm on the 7th fret, so it's 7 to 11 and 7 to 3. Perfect. There we go. So we've done a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. There we just did a lot of sliding, trying to get that technique understood a little bit better. So now that we're about halfway through the video, let me just go ahead and say that the pinned comment section below has all of my notes. Every video I do, the pinned comment has like a list of my notes, so that way I kind of know what to talk about and know what to demonstrate. So check out the pinned comment, make sure you steal those notes and put them in your own Word document, or whatever, so that way you can have those for your daily exercises or weekly exercises or what have you. So make sure you check out the pinned comment below. Also leave a comment of your own. The topic of conversation today is hammer-ons, pull-offs, sliding, and pentatonic scale. So if you're educated on any of those things or have any feedback for me, I would greatly appreciate seeing some comments down there. So I'm sure to read them all. I'm sure to respond to them all. So that's the beauty of building a YouTube channel, is getting a community of like minds. So please leave your comments below on what you think of the video, things like that. Also, if you could smash the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you can go over here and hit that subscribe button, that would be a blessing. So looking forward to having all of those from you guys, my friends. So I'd appreciate that. Thank you in advance. But just wanted to put that little quick plug out there, in each and every video. But now that we're done with that, let's get back to the real reason that we're here. That's playing this guitar. So, all right. Now that we've done hammer-ons and pull-offs and sliding, now let's go back and focus in the pentatonic scale. But rather than just running the scale up and down and being really boring, let's try to add in some flair, add in some fancy stuff, add in some hammer-ons, some pull-offs, some sliding, things like that, to make the scale sound more like music rather than just a boring old scale. But first, before we get into the hammer-ons and pull-offs and the fancy stuff, let's find each of the pentatonic scale positions and run through them once. Just do the boring scale just once, just to kind of get familiar with it and kind of know where those are. And then we'll get fancy and have fun and freestyle and play around. Okay, so that's the pentatonic scales, and yeah, that's just the boring scale part of it. So now that I've refreshed my memory, I understand where the pentatonic positions are, how to run them. Let's try to make them a little bit more exciting with doing, again, hammer-ons, pull-offs, sliding. Not every single note has to be a hammer-on or a pull-off or a slide, but just when you feel like throwing one in, throw one in. We're just going to freestyle. So for the next half of this video. Shake out the arm. If the arm starts to get tired, the fingers ever start to get tired or what have you, my best advice is always just to listen to your body. And if you need to shake something out, if you need to go to a different technique, if you need to play a different type of song, if you need to take a break for a few minutes, it's understandable. So just make sure you're listening to your body and taking care of it. So I'm going to stretch out my fingers here for just a split second, grab me a little drink, and then we'll continue. All right. Some hot tea here. Mm-hmm. It's good. In that hot tea, there is chamomile, honey, elderberry, and dandelion root, I believe. So quite a few different healthy things there to kind of nourish my insides. So anyways, it's no one really cares about the tea probably. Actually, I'm sure some do. It's very healthy for you. So if you're not drinking a whole lot of tea, I really do recommend it. Oopsie. Almost tipped over my cup. Okay. Back to playing around in the pentatonic scales with hammer-ons, pull-offs, and sliding. So, okay, let's get back into it for the remainder of the video. Again, just practicing the hammer-ons, pull-offs, and sliding, all while trying to, remain within that pentatonic scale. So just keep repping it out. There is no secret. You just got to rep things out hundreds and thousands of times before you're comfortable and truly good at it. Okay. Again, just playing in the pentatonic scale with hammer-ons, pull-offs, and sliding around. Just to make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more entertaining than just running the scale up and down, up and down. So. Slappy. All right. That's going to be a wrap on today's session. That is day, 88 in the books. So almost there. Got 12 more days to go. Thank you all so much for joining the journey. I greatly appreciate it. If you could hit the subscribe button over here in the corner, that would be a blessing. If you can comment below, let me know what you think of the video, of the sounds, of the quality, whatever it might be. If you have some comments of your own about how to bend, how to do hammer-ons, pull-offs, sliding, anything like that, I'd appreciate some comments below. I'm sure to read them all. And that's the beauty of YouTube, right? It has people of like minds coming together, trying to help each other out and to learn and grow. So I'd appreciate seeing some comments below. And also, if you could smash that like button, that would be a blessing, right? For all the courage, time, energy, things like that goes into making these videos. If you could smash that like button, it would be a blessing. Other than that, I think there should be some floating videos on the screen at this point. This one's the entire 100 days of the series that I'm building right now. And this is a subsequent video in the series. So be sure to check those out to continue supporting the channel. That would be great. Anything other than that, just, take care of yourselves. Because when you take care of yourself, it's easier to take care of your loved ones around you. So take care of yourselves and each other. I love you and peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll be waiting. Peace.